Hello, Naomi here. Recently, I decided to change our gaming setup in our living room, so I thought this would be a fun opportunity to talk about our systems and give some of my thoughts. This is basically just going to be a cozy chat where I do some organizing, so let's get into it. Let's take a look at how our setup began. One of the main motivators for this change is we want to be able to play more of our systems in our living room area. Yet, I don't want to change what's displayed. Here are the systems we would like to add to this space: our Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Retron 5 with the 8-bit DO receiver. And while we're at it, we're going to do a power upgrade as well to make sure everything is protected. First of all, our MetaQuest 2 just isn't getting played the way it used to, although we still use it from time to time. I personally use it most to play Beat Saber, so I decided a better home for it would be in our home gym area. This area just seemed to make more sense. A great thing about utilizing this area is that it's located in our garage, so when the car isn't parked inside, it's a large, clear space. Two things I really recommend for the MetaQuest 2 is adding an additional battery pack and upgrading the padding that sits on the face. The battery pack not only doubles the battery life, but it also balances the headset. So even though it's adding a little additional weight, it actually feels more comfortable on the face when the headset is balanced. The padding that comes with the base console is a foam that acts almost like a sponge. When using this device between multiple people, it's really essential it can be wiped down and disinfected. We upgraded ours to have a vinyl lining that is soft but firm enough to clean between uses. I also need to rehome my Wii accessories. There are some really cool accessories for the Wii, but if I'm being honest, we don't use them often. This is not even close to all of the accessories we own, so I already have a spot I can put these. But everything I'm showing you here are some of my favorites. Accessories, when they work well, are just a fun way to add another layer of immersion to a game. Extra controllers I'll keep close by. The Switch dock is going to be shifting its location, but the accessories and extra controllers really don't need to be in this location. All of the Switch games are up in our game room, so it makes sense to store all of these extras in that area. We have quite a few Joy-Cons and every single one in this box has some stick drift. I have sent some back to Nintendo to be fixed, which worked for a while, but eventually they started drifting again. I've also attempted to fix it myself, but again, it wasn't permanent. Now that we have some space cleared out, it's time to organize the consoles and then work on that cable management. I love using the Retron 5. I do also own the original consoles, but having access to all these game systems on one console makes setup so much easier. I also have a loaded SD card in here so I can emulate games, although it's not my preferred method of playing. The cable management hadn't been ideal, although it got the job done, and as you can see, this area had gotten quite dusty. This area isn't the easiest to get to regularly, so I'm going to be adding an air purifier back here to hopefully reduce the buildup. How I like to keep cables off the floor is by zip tying the bulk to this mesh shelf organizer. It's not the cutest solution, but it keeps everything in place and out of the way of our vacuum. One thing I'm really looking forward to with this new setup is getting back into some of my more retro titles. I've been playing a lot of my current gen games, which I do enjoy, but I feel like the retro games just haven't been getting enough love. My largest collections are on the modern consoles, so that is another reason I tend to play those systems more, but I don't want to feel limited. In the game room, I still have the Wii, GameCube, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and original Xbox all ready to play as well. Look at how perfect this spot is for the Kinect sensor. Here you can see I'm checking for cords, trying to make sure everything is in its place and nothing is hanging down. Here's the vacuum test and it passes. Okay, everything is set up and in its place, so let's take a look at how it turned out. We began with 5 consoles set up to play in the living room, and now we have 7, and many of these consoles can play multiple systems. Although this process is edited down to a few minutes, this was actually a pretty big project that took quite a while to execute. I'm so glad we finally got it done, and I've really been enjoying the setup so far. Thank you for coming along on this little journey with me, and let me know down in the comments which systems you have set up to play right now. Well, that's all for today, and until next time, happy gaming!